So, right now, what we're going to look at is how do we figure out the compound if we are only given the name? Now, the most essential step of this entire process, and I cannot emphasize this enough, is write out the ions. Okay? So, depending on the compound, sometimes it tells you the charge right in the problem. Those make your life pretty easy. Other ones you might have to reference your periodic table. Now, I told you guys when we were first doing the periodic table that every element in group 1 makes a +1 charge because they all have one valence electron, okay? Every element in group 2 makes a +2 ion. Then we skipped the middle. And then group 3 is +3. I said carbon's kind of weird, ±4, but we'll talk about that. And then -3, -2, -1, and noble gases don't form ions. Now, my metals, if I give you potassium, calcium, sodium, magnesium, francium, barium, it doesn't matter. We could easily figure out if it's a +1 or a +2. My transition metals, on the other hand, have multiple ions that they can form. So sometimes when we're looking at compounds, we might be looking at the fact that it says iron 3. Now, these 3 Roman numerals tell me that iron in this compound has a +3 charge. But if it were to just say magnesium, we can find magnesium, and we know magnesium is a +2. And then we're going to do the same process that we did before. So, for example, if I were to give you the name strontium fluoride, okay? So, we're going to unpack this right now. Strontium fluoride. So, strontium is Sr. Well, I find Sr, it's in group 2. That means it has a +2 charge. Fluoride. Well, fluoride's over here. It's a halogen. It's going to gain 1 to become like neon, so it's going to have a -1 charge. So we crisscross our charges down, and we end up with SrF2. So we were able to figure out both of those just based off the placement on the periodic table. Now, if I were to give you something like copper 2 chloride versus copper 1 chloride. For both of these compounds, my anion is chloride. Chloride is a halogen. It's in group 17. It has 7 valence electrons. Therefore, it's going to gain 1 to make a -1 charge. So in both of these compounds, my anion is Cl-. Now, in compound 1, it says copper 2. That means I'm going to have Cu plus 2 as my cation. In my second compound, I have copper 1. That means it's going to be Cu plus 1. Or plus, however we want to write it, it's fine. And for each of these compounds, all we're going to do is we crisscross again. And we have CuCl2 is copper 2 chloride. And copper 1 chloride is just CuCl. So just that slight difference in the name, that Roman numeral, is going to give me 2 different compounds. So really make sure you're paying attention to 1, what is it asking me for? What is the name? And 2, if it has the Roman numerals, that is going to be the charge on your cation.